So I want to put you guys on some game in this one. This will be a little more laid back, no editing, but I want to let you know why target date insight blood work changes everything. So imagine you're working hard with a coach, you're doing everything they ask, but you still don't look like Hugh Jackman from Wolverine. Why? Because you accepted guesswork when it comes to learning how your body performs. Most programs operate on assumptions. Static, if any, blood work, one size fits all dosing. My gym bro told me this. You just kind of hope and adjust. So inside the Wealthy Body formula, we've engineered precision from the molecular level up. And I want to show you exactly how we do that with Target Date Insights. So if you don't remember who I am, I'm Seth Green, founder of Capital Performance Solution. And for the last 11 years, I've been obsessed with one thing, and that is engineering peak performance for the highest performing men in finance and business. Not just fitness, not just wellness, performance optimization at the clinical level to get you shredded and sustaining your empire over a longer time horizon. I've worked with portfolio managers running $500 million plus funds, private equity partners closing 9-figure deals, and business owners who own over 150 physical locations, along with a luxury real estate portfolio on the side, valued in the hundreds of millions. I'm looking at you, Chris. And here's what I learned. At that income level, you don't have a motivation problem. You have more of a biology and a clarity problem. Your performance ceiling isn't determined by effort. It's determined by your hormones, your metabolic efficiency, and your cellular function. The Wealthy Body formula exists to engineer that biology with surgical precision. So today I'm breaking down exactly why Target Date Insight blood work is the foundation of every protocol we build, and why our genetic testing integration makes this the only program that can truly architect your biology for peak performance. So this is why blood work fails. Static blood work is a standard approach. They pull labs once, review numbers, basic lipid check just because they're cheap. Like, let's be real, guys, it's $4 to check your lipids. They're marking it up. And they typically check back in 24 weeks. They don't want to pay for a second draw for you. So the fundamental flaw there is your biology isn't static. Testosterone at 650 today doesn't mean it'll be 650 next month. It doesn't mean that when your stress spikes and your cortisol is up 40%, that it's going to remain that way. Your hormones operate in a dynamic system. Your markets shift, your stress load changes, your training intensity will fluctuate. So running optimization protocols on static data is kind of like riding a stationary bike with a helmet on. Target Date Insight blood work solves this. We pull labs at a strategic interval throughout your protocol. We get baseline, mid-cycle, and peak optimization phase adjustments. And there's also maintenance periods. Why? Because precision requires real-time data. Obviously, if you have a lot going on at work, doing a big push doesn't make much sense. So we have maintenance phases built in for that. You wouldn't want to manage a $50 million portfolio with quarterly statements and just hope and pray, right? So we monitor, we adjust, we optimize continuously. Your biology deserves the same rigor when it comes to this. So to show you guys what we're actually engineering, I'm going to screen share and exactly what we do. So inside of phase 1 in my protocol, after doing body fat assessments and onboarding, you'll send me over your information and I'll pull up my dashboard here. So what am I actually engineering here? I want to show you guys how I do it. So inside of phase 1 of my protocol, after doing your body fat assessment and onboarding, you'll send me over your information. And this is where I'll pull up my dashboard. Let me put my good friend Leo up to make sure I don't dox my providers first, because I'm going to drop you guys a nugget at the end. If you stick to the end of this video, I'll actually give you a discount through my Bloodwork partner, but you need to stick to the end of the video. I ain't giving away no fucking game that early. So as you guys can see, I have internal access to every single lab panel provider in America. And this allows me to order directly from the source instead of playing grab ass with gift cards or making you go order your own like most of the dog shit coaches on the internet do. When we have our strategy call, we're going to dive into what potential roadblocks are holding you back and make a customized solution exactly on your biology, your genetics, and your situation. No fucking shit, right? So say you've been a dumbass and you're using SARMs. I get that once in a while. We need to check your liver and your testosterone markers to ensure recovery for sure. So it's as easy as choosing a lab, whatever one you want to use. Quest and LabCorp are always the easiest. Quest is honestly probably a little bit better, if I'm being honest. But I do like some LabCorp locations, so I don't hate either one. But don't be ordering from Boston Heart if you live in California. That's just fucking stupid. I would hope nobody be that dumb, but then again, there's some retarded, destitute Denny's that follow me, so I wouldn't be surprised if one of those idiots would try that. But yeah, so say we're going to go to Quest. Boom. I can order anything on here. So if we wanted to get just a basic testosterone test, I can go ahead and choose whatever is needed based on your specific needs. Typically, we look at your testosterone free and bioavailable in some capacity. There are some different ones if we need to really see like your SHBG, things like that. We can obviously dig in a little bit further. So maybe you're a 45-year-old manager whose cortisol and stress have led to your testosterone bottoming out with sky high cortisol. Let's just test it and see. The great thing about my portal is we can order whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want, without having to beg some third party or dinosaur doctor to optimize you. You don't have to wait for insurance to approve it for 6 weeks either. So this allows me to build a custom tailored protocol to you, not the average gym rat. And this allows me to get you performing like a superhuman, which includes access to my hormone clinic with real MDs that can prescribe both testosterone and peptides for cutting edge results. And I need you to remember, we're not looking at clinically normal. If you were normal, you'd be a fucking destitute Denny or dividend douchebag lurking and leaving comments all over with hate mail and all this other crap you see on social media. Let's be honest, nobody has time for that. We're not sitting there on our fucking ass all day. Since I know you guys aren't broke as fuck and just wasting time, I want to engineer you towards exceptional, because the average person is a 40-year-old fat fucking dad who's close to dying at age 50, and his cardiac markers are through the roof, and he's probably still making $50K a year working at Walmart or some shit. I don't work with lowlives like that, so chomp on this. A banker at 500 nanograms per deciliter of testosterone is clinically normal for 45, correct? But he's also operating at 60% capacity compared to optimized levels at 900 plus. So if we're going to push up, obviously you need precision estrogen management. So let's build a protocol for that to make sure you perform at the same level as a 25-year-old shredded athlete. Why settle for being a fat 40-year-old? It doesn't make any sense. That's why all my clients are shredded and look half their age. Normal is mediocrity with a medical stamp. We breed exceptional here, which is precisely why I've been working with genetic testing companies. I am in the process of getting a customized genetic testing solution for only my clients. Now, before I show you how this all takes place on the genetic testing level, I need you to let me know if you're watching this and thinking, this is exactly what I've been missing. Because I need to tell you something important, that the Wealthy Body Formula isn't open enrollment. I only work with about 50 clients maximum. That's it. Why? Because this level of precision requires me and my employees to have direct access to the partners and you. I'm not scaling to hundreds of clients running cookie cutter trash tier protocols. That's what every other fitness coach does. But that's not what I fucking do here. So if you want in, the application process is straightforward, but it's selective. The link is in the description. So make sure to go there, click on my website, and click the Get Shredded button to get you started. And then we can hop on a call if you're qualified. Then again, if you hate Zoom calls, you can always just DM me the word solution on Instagram, and my automation will send you over the information, and we can start in under 3 minutes. I'll review your situation, determine if you're fit, and if you are, we will move fast and efficiently. But here's what makes this even more powerful than what I've already shown you. And make sure to not dox another partner. I'm actually working, full disclosure, on multiple genetic solutions, but this is the one comprehensive genetic testing into the Wealthy Body Formula. This isn't some hobby genomics like 23andMe or the junk tier shit. This is clinical grade analysis that reveals exactly how your body processes every compound in your protocol. I'm talking 30 to 100x whole genome sequencing. Bleeding edge shit that your doctor can't even get. Why? Because individual genetic variations determine your individual response to certain compounds. So say you have 2 executives running identical peptide protocols. The same BPC from the same lab, same dose, same frequency, same timing. One can have a 300% response and a big variance in terms of tissue repair. So the variable isn't compliance or effort. It's literally their genetics. So let me show you. And by the way, you see that thumbnail right there? Go watch that video, the Monsters one. That's my last YouTube video I posted. And that is a banger, a certified banger that goes over why you should never hire a fat fitness coach, because I'm disgusted seeing what I see every day on social media. The fact that some of these people have convinced people they know how to get them healthy is a fucking joke. And that's why even if you don't qualify for me, I suggest you go to a coach that actually gives a flying fuck about getting you shredded and fit and performing at a high level, not dealing in platitudes and back scratches and, oh, you'll be okay. Like, fuck that. So as you can see here, we have different things that can determine your peptide metabolism, clearance rates, absorption and utilization capacity, ancestry reports, and even hormone metabolic pathways. Having that in place allows us to see how efficiently your body uses hormones like testosterone and estrogen. We also have the ability to see how you partition certain nutrients, your gluten sensitivity markers, how you respond to caffeine. Sometimes that is a big one too. Or your insulin sensitivity. That's something else that gets overlooked a lot. Or how predisposed you are for visceral adiposity. So that's visceral fat around your organs. So you think things like RETA can change that. That's a bad word now. We can't say that, but we have access to everything. So you think somebody might have a CYP1A2 variant or some issues with fat oxidation, and we won't know that until we do your methylation testing and detoxification test. So overall, there's over 400 markers here that we test to make sure that you are performing at your highest level. And this isn't just supplementary data. This is literally part of the engineering blueprint. This can determine how we dose, time, and structure every element of your protocol. You can't chat GPT this shit. You don't have access to the blood work that I do, how in-depth we can get on this. You don't have access to these genetic protocols. You can't Walmart coach your way out of this. You can't DIY this shit. There's only one place you can get the entire picture on how you're performing and actually optimize towards that. And you damn well know it's in the link down in my bio. So here's what this level of precision means for your performance. You're not just running a protocol designed for the average population. You're running your protocol architected specifically for you, how your genes and hormones metabolize and deal with peptides, nutrients, hormones, etc. Are you a fast aromatizer? That's something else that needs to be checked. We need to make sure your AI is dialed in. If you're using testosterone, sometimes guys don't use testosterone. And then we adjust your DHEA protocols or other testosterone raising natural supplements, which you can do with me or you can do with my clinic of certified hormone specialists that are doctors that will work with you one-on-one in that capacity. If we know that you're a slow caffeine metabolizer, am I going to throw you on stimulants? Fuck no, that doesn't make any sense. It's just going to burn you out, make you feel like you have brain fog and not perform at work. So in that case, we can use more strategic fat burners and nootropics for focus instead. This way your biological clock doesn't tick faster because you're going to wear out your heart and your organs faster also if you don't metabolize it well. Other coaches will just throw you on Clen and be like, oh, well, it's your fucking fault because they don't know how to fix it. They don't know what precision medicine and elite performance engineering looks like. And the entire goal of this program is to get your body and your mind to match your bank account. Lean, shredded, confident, looking and performing like you're 20 years younger. This is the only place that you can be genetically architected into sustaining peak performance for 20 years past your peers. But I want to give you part of the solution. So DM me on Instagram with the word Bloodwork, and I'll get you a discount with one of my Bloodwork providers. You're a little more restricted on what you can do, but you can order through LabCorp and Quest, I do believe, through that portal. But you should get 20% off if you use that code. But message me on Instagram and it will send it. I have my bot trained to send you the link for that. So if you need blood work, please use that. If you're not ready to be a fucking big boy and get actual shit done. So I figured I'd be a little bit generous and not withhold everything from you guys. But as I said, I don't fuck with dividend douchebags who half-ass everything. So I'm glad that you stayed because the people that left at the beginning missed some real fucking value here. And here's the reality. If you're making 200K or more annually and you're running static health protocols on assumptions and fucking retardation, then you're literally bleeding performance capital daily, both mentally and physically. Every single point of suboptimal testosterone is costing you pounds of muscle, mental clarity, competitive drive, recovery, and your empire. Every morning you operate below your genetic ceiling is grounding you to the floor so your competition can pass you. The Wealthy Body formula isn't for healthcare. We don't deal in inflated reactive costs that every broke person can access. This is performance infrastructure engineered with the same precision you demand in every area of your life. And with our genetic testing integration, we're not just leading the market, we're setting our own standard. And with a new genetic testing integration, I'm not just leading the market, I've literally set my own market. So if this is for you, then hit the link down below and let's roll. If you're here to binge watch some high level shit, then click the next video at the end of this to learn what I've learned from working with rich as fuck people.